Allah will not honor an ummah where the weak cannot secure their rights from the strong. So I was wondering, can we present this hadith to people who want to prevent women from being in the masjid, especially in the main areas where the men are praying and also classes take place? They want to join in the back rows for the daily prayers.
Welcome to Faith IQ, where we answer questions about Islam. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and this notification button so that you can be notified whenever there's a new video. And now,
I was thinking about some pertinent issues of women treatment in the masajid, or women being in spaces where sometimes men feel like they own the musalla and women aren't supposed to be there, even in the back. Like they have issue with them having their little back corner.
so the question is, can women speak up for their marginalization in the masajid?
Sometimes masajid have like two camps: people who are okay with it and they understand that's something that's supported in the Sunnah of
No, the
Rasul.
Prophet ﷺ, he said, do not prevent the female slaves of Allah from the masajid of Allah. And undoubtedly, in this society that we live in, right? Because a lot of people, they inherit the back home mentality. In a lot of masajid overseas in the Muslim world, there's literally no place for women. Women don't go to the masjid. It's not part of it. But here, masajid fulfill the role of everything. There are people where it's where they learn their religion in the first place. And so if women are living in non-Muslim societies and they are not learning their religion, what's going to happen to their religion?
We've already seen it, them and their kids.
And not only that, but I mean, exactly, them and their kids. They're, as the saying goes, and it's a true saying, that women are half of the ummah and they raise the other half. So that's 100% of the next generation is affected by women. So if you're not investing in them, then you're not investing in the ummah itself.
Some people say this is a debatable topic. There's evidence for this and there's evidence for that. Is there really evidence for that position of saying
What's
that
the other of what?
They're saying that women should not have their little back area in the main musalla area that typically the men pray in, where the women could be just praying behind them or attending lectures from behind, or sometimes even bringing women closer to the front so that if there's a class being taught.
They're saying that should not happen?
Yeah, even like just the normal 5 daily prayers that they have the last, like literally like the last rows at the very end.
So where do they want the women to be?
Upstairs. And because the women have a room upstairs, they should just be using that, because sometimes the women may ask a question, the men may turn around and look. I've heard this being said. Or
well, then you educate the men to not turn around and look.
Right.
I thought you were talking
But what I heard
I
from
mean, even the Prophet ﷺ, something even more extreme than that. The Prophet ﷺ taught the women, because they were praying in the same masjid as the men, the same musalla. And the companions, I mean, they were so bereft when it came to their clothing that one of them would have a single garment. And if they made sujood, the Prophet ﷺ commanded the women to not raise their heads until the men had all got up from sujood and settled, so that they don't see anything that they should not see. Right? So that's a lot more,
at stake, at risk than.
Yeah, it's a lot more risky than just people sitting in a masjid and being completely fully clothed, layered and all of that, and just looking back.
So when they say that there is an argument, or like a valid position to that other side saying that women should not be in that same space and just hang out and enjoy the room we made for you guys upstairs, do they have truth to them saying that?
How did they do it in the Prophet's time? Were they behind the man, beside
They
him?
were behind the men.
They were behind. The same level, right? So
They're sitting at the same level. They didn't have a separate section or anything.
Did they make a lovely up
So
there?
what's
Like,
the-
is it like closed circuit
It is, but it's
TV? Is
nothing.
it
It's
nice?
nothing. It's nothing like being there in the flesh, interacting with
Because
the
you cannot
community.
interact.
Yeah,
You
of
are-
course.
you are
I mean,
totally cut off.
their argument is an argument of fitna, right? Is that it becomes a fitna, and it's a fitna from both angles, and people's hearts aren't as pure as during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and there's some truth to that. I mean, people's hearts aren't as pure as that time, and in a lot of societies, people are just pure-hearted than where we happen to live at now. But I also think that you give people the option if people want to be in the musalla. Because I'll tell you, one time I attended this is my one experience. I went with Sheikh Wali he was giving a lecture somewhere, and it was like 5 of us. And we went to Al Huda. Shout out to Al Huda in Toronto. You know what Al Huda is? Al Huda is literally an institution that teaches women the Quran. It's sisters only. So we went to their markaz, their center, and Sheikh Walid was invited to go give a lecture to the sisters there. And so they invited the Sheikh. The Sheikh went with one brother, and all of us, the rest of us, we were put into a room.
Oh, this is interesting.
With audio only.
Please share.
This is interesting.
Yeah, tell us
We were
more.
put with audio only
Wow.
to listen to the lecture. No TV, nothing. Okay? We went and sat into the room, and it's like 5 of us. And I mean, we're all like students of Sheikh Wahid and everything like that. Like, you know what I mean? So we go and we sit in the room. And it's just an audio connection. And we're just staring at each other while this lecture is going on. Our focus lasted for maybe 5 minutes. At 10 minutes, we're like, yo, let's go to Walmart. And we left. It was my closest experience to what it's like being a sister in a masjid, right? And to be honest, it was subpar is not the word. Like, it wasn't second class. It wasn't a class at all. There was no class.
It's almost dehumanizing.
Like I told you, after 5 minutes, we were just like, okay, like we've lost all our focus.
And if that's what it does to your attention, can you imagine what it could do to your iman or your connection with the faith, the leader in the community or the...
And that's one of the things that Al-Maghrib, I know for sure, really went to bat for sisters at the beginning. Like, it wasn't popular at all for us to say, you know what, we're going to have university classrooms.
In the same room.
And the sisters are going to be in the same room and they're going to have access.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, now that's become...
In those classes, how does the seating work? So
sometimes we
there's
are
a men's
behind,
section,
sometimes
women's section, or men's section in front, women's section.
That
in
went
front?
through a
Both,
progression
both,
too.
both.
But no, it went through a progression.
Yeah, it depends on the seating arrangement of the hall.
So the issue is that the women want to be able to pray downstairs or in the main musalla area of the men, or attend classes, participate, interact.
So from that anecdote that I at least shared with and I experienced with regards to being in a room and just listening to an audio, it really made me recognize that in too many masajid, our sisters' experience is just incredibly subpar. And we cannot expect them to be educated in their religion and to be proud of them being Muslim and to be able to educate the rest of the ummah that they are raising if we are putting them in facilities that are not even second class, but I mean, second class would be the best way that you'd be able to describe them. And so this is what we believe with regards to Al-Maghrib Institute. We put our sisters in the venues with us, and we make sure that they have equal access to the instructors. And I believe that our masajid should also, when classes are happening, that they should facilitate for our sisters, for those who wish to. There are some sisters who want their privacy, and they're happy, and that should be facilitated for them as well. If they want to have a private sitting where they can access the lecture and be able to sit comfortably, that be facilitated for them. But those who want to come out and be closer and to engage and to discuss and to go, be able to ask questions to the instructor and to see them and to visually see them, that they have that access and that be facilitated for them in the masajid as well. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like and comment, join the discussion with regards to women's places in our masajid.